Hello, I'm Shama Ramani. I'm the founder of Friend in Need Trust. I'm also an academic in the United Nations University at Maastricht. And I promised everyone I would talk about the failures of last year. I actually write that out every year in our annual report, but this time I thought I should just explain also and tell you about how we are dealing with it. Now, let me give you the context and the mission. The mission is to make a model village. This was a village ravaged by the tsunami, and it was to be made a model in terms of sanitation, waste management, and hygiene behavior. Now, it's not been done. We are pretty far away from it because I don't have that much funds. I can't bulldoze the place with toilets and make people change, and also because it's representative of the many problems we have in India. Let me just explain. It's a little village with extreme inequality. Who are the people with the money? The people with the money are those who migrate to the Middle East or to the Far East or have political connections. There are mansions, there are huts, and you see there is the usual problems of patriarchy and the social stigma attached to anything to do with sanitation and waste management. Further, the youth, very similar to the youth in Europe, they prefer not to work at all rather than to work manually to do something to make a transformative change. That is, everybody has more or less a bachelor's or a master's degree and they want a government job sitting behind a computer. But there aren't enough jobs to go around. So we have this village where you see, you can see why patriarchy prevails. That's because if the money is going to come, if you join politics or if you go abroad as a worker, then you see these are not women friendly jobs, though in India in the latter there are many women. So this is a scene, and finally nobody is interested in engaging themselves in this quest. So our progress is pretty slow, but it is there. Last year we suffered because our Masons team finally succumbed to the market realities, and so that the younger ones among them could get married and have on their CV that they have worked abroad, they've all migrated to Malaysia. So our Masons aren't there. So we were left with one person. And the ladies, they come and go because they take this as a residual. And I actually wasn't successful in the bids to raise some funds for bringing in infrastructure using outside help. So you might think not much happened. Actually a lot did, because our focus, knowing that our Masons were going to migrate to Malaysia, was to really use this opportunity to test out whether a village internship would be interesting to students and whether we could attract city students to think about solution designs for India's rural villages. And we were very successful in doing this, and all the students told me that it was a life-changing experience for both them and us. We had to deal with a lot of challenges. I cannot say that everything went off honky-dory, but it was a great experience and everybody gained, including the villagers. It was so successful. We also had a volunteer from France and a student from Maastricht, that we are going to continue to do this every year. So we look forward to getting more internships. And in terms of solving our own problems, the first thing, you see, I forgot one more thing, sorry. Just when we were thinking about how to increase the size of our staff, the Gaja cyclone happened. Suddenly we found one thing. We didn't know how to distribute our relief supplies. We didn't have that much money. We had a little bit of relief, and we didn't know how to distribute it because the roads were blocked and we didn't have a community network. Now this was a shock. It was a We had friends. Our one staff who works there since over a decade has many friends, but it's not a network equally distributed between the 9 wards of the village. But still, here we did the right thing, because you see, most of the relief was being thrown out of trucks coming along the main roads. And I was thinking, what about people living in the interior of the village, especially maybe women-headed households who may not have males to come and stand by the roadside to get the relief? What would they do? So we did organize a team of volunteers slowly, and they went searching for households in the interior of the village to give relief supplies to. So here, I must say, the last time I went to the village, I had people stopping on their bikes and saying, "I'm very happy you helped my grandma. You know, we couldn't do anything for her because we were far away, but we are glad you found her and helped her." Heartwarming stories like that were good, but that pointed to the mission of 2019, and that is to form a community action group. Now, what are the challenges in doing this? Every community group in India, in rural villages, is linked to either a political party, a religious institution like the local temple or the church or a mosque, or it is to family events. That is, the idea of meeting together for a social purpose. You know, we also have meetings to exchange money, because everyone belongs to some kind of a microfinance institution, but that's again community based. Okay, so to come to cross across communities, religions, all of them belong to the backward caste according to the categorization of the Government of India, but there are many varieties. So to cut across all that and to come to do community service once a month is something that is very novel. This is a social innovation to create a group like this, and to do that we need to really offer them something in return. So we are offering some learning, some help, like planting of saplings, teaching about waste management. We are working on this, but that is our main objective this year. In addition to welcoming interns like last year, it is to build this community network. Okay, and secondly, in order to be more successful in research, we have also been talking to the young, and we now have a team of 2 young people, one in Maastricht and one in India, who are also helping us a lot in writing out projects to public agencies to get money for infrastructure building. Therefore, you see, my request to everybody seeing this video is that we need gray matter. We need gray matter, and we need it to leverage it for creating this social value. And our personal experience tells us that investing time in this manner not only gives a warm glow, but it also has a lot of other benefits. The first benefit is that you develop your brain, you develop skills, you develop capabilities, and you develop a network. You develop a network of like-minded people. So I would say that my investment in creating social value has yielded very high returns, and this has been echoed by the core members of the team as well, who have been with me. And so I invite the young people, we need them, and the elderly also. We need people to help us write the research projects, okay? And we also need interns to do real hands-on work and capacity building in the village. leveraging all that they have learned at school. So you can come from any discipline. There is a problem for you, and this village is like a living lab. It's a village lab for creating solution designs which can be shared with the rest of the world for scaling and replication. So I hope you will join us. Thank you so much for listening.